Hi folks, Dave, the Honest Audiophile. This is the SMSL SU-9n, and these are my Honest Audiophile impressions. I want to thank Apos Audio for providing the SMSL SU-9n for review. To greatly appreciate it. Apos Audio, you rock. Alright, so the SMSL SU-9n, this is a $400 digital to audio converter. It is a DAC only. It includes a ES9038 DAC chip. It does DSD 512 and 32768. Has a XMOS XU2088 8-core processor on the inside. It'll do Bluetooth 5.0 inputs, and that means it has aptX, aptX HD, LDAC, SBC, and AAC. It also has other inputs. It has coaxial, optical, USB, and it also does outputs of RCA and balanced XLR. The USB transmission is asynchronous. It is compatible with Windows 7, 8, 10, 11, Mac, and Linux, and that's about all. Check out the link down below for any other information that you're looking for. It has a aluminum alloy shell, very nice and smooth on the sides, no sharp edges, very, very small. It's about 7.4 inches wide, 6 inches deep, and about 1.5 inches tall. Extremely light. It comes in about 1.7 pounds. You have a multifunction volume knob here on the front and an LED screen. And as you can see here on the back side, everything is just laid out very well, so your cables stay well controlled and nothing is on top of each other and cramped and crowded. You do have a built-in power supply. And you can move the Bluetooth antenna to whatever angle that you need. Overall, very well designed, very well thought out from S.M.S.L, and it includes everything that you need for inputs and outputs. The menu is very easy and self-explanatory, very user-friendly. There's all kinds of information in there that you can change. There's filters that you can adjust, and it's just a very well-controlled, very well-thought-out menu. You also do get a remote control that you can do all the changes with as well. That way you don't have to use a multifunction button. I connected the SMSL SU-9n to the Headamp GSX Mini and also to the Drop 1 Linear, and I compared it to the Mytek Liberty DAC and the Hifi Zen DAC V2 Signature. The SMSL SU-9n, how does it sound? Well, hey, you know what? It's got a high-res sticker, so it's got to sound good. Alright, so the SMSL SU-9n, it has a very well-controlled, nicely detailed, very good resolving type of sound. The bass has good tonality to it, has good details and resolution, and it's well balanced and very cohesive, and it has a nice presentation to it. It has enough energy and enough punch and enough slam to keep the music going, and I find that it has a nice natural tonality to it. Overall, I'm very well pleased with the bass of the SMSL SU-9n. Going into the mids are very well balanced and cohesive. There's no dips, valleys, peaks, or rises that shouldn't be there. And it has a nice tonality to it, and it has a good, nice, natural touch to things. Very well detailed and good resolving. Going into the treble is slightly on the laid back side. I do wish that it had slightly more air, a little bit more energy and sparkle to things. And at times it can sound a little boring in the treble. I find that it has a little bit lackluster sound in the treble, but it's not to the point of being annoying and just not listenable. I find that the treble has a slightly rounded side to it, and that you lose just a little bit of that sharpness and edginess that you can get in natural settings. Overall, though, the tonality is good, and the details and resolution is just fine. Soundstage of the SMSL SU-9n also is very good, but it does seem to lack a little bit of width. It's always a little bit compressed, in my opinion, and it seems to be a little bit cramped. Has good depth and good layering, and it does well with imaging. Things track across, and it's very precise in its placement. I just wish that it was a little bit wider, a little bit more airy, and had a little bit more separation in between instruments and vocalists. Overall, I find that the SMSL SU-9n is by far my favorite sounding SMSL product, and it for sure is for the more current DACs that have been coming out. It is by far the best sounding that I have heard from SMSL. It doesn't have that cold, sterile, way too analytical type of sound signature. It is more pleasing and more pleasant and has a more naturalistic sound than the previous renditions of SMSL products that I've heard. When you compare it to the Hifi Zendak V2 signature, the Hifi has a little more natural sound, has a little bit better tone and timbre, and does better in separation and has a wider soundstage and does better with imaging and placement and being more precise and just overall present a more natural and accurate presentation. The Mytek Liberty DAC does better with detail retrieval, resolution, also has a little bit more energy and sparkle, has that sharpness and that edginess that is natural and accurate, and then also has a little bit more dynamics, a little bit more slam and punch, and overall does better with its detail, its more soundstage being more wide and more accurate, and things being more precise, better depth and layering as well. But overall, I find that for $400, the SMSL SU-9n DAC is very pleasant and pleasing sounding, and it definitely has all that you are looking for in this price point and would be very much, pretty much anything and everything that most will ever need. The SMSL SU-9n. This is by far my favorite SMSL DAC that I've heard. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on screen, subscription links, notification bells, and all kinds of other good things. And then don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to the video, and check out the links down below. There's all kinds of information down there regarding gear recommendations, music that was used during the review, and all kinds of other things of how you can contact channels, support the channel, follow the channel. All that kind of stuff is down below. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Don't forget to enjoy the music, and that honesty is the best policy.